for joining me for a beginner yoga class. We just started this series a couple weeks ago and it is very well received. And I think it's just because people want to be able to know that it's okay to be a beginner, or anyone that is advanced, been a yogi for years, to just kind of remind themselves of the basics and to settle into their mind. So please enjoy this practice with me. I will guide you through it. I'm just starting by slowing the mind down here. Feel free to place your hands in heart center, connecting your heart and your mind. Just being grateful for your surroundings. But for the next 20 minutes or so, I'd like for you to be completely present in just this rectangle. And slowing your breath down, maybe taking deep breaths in through your nose. And exhaling out the back of your throat, feeling that heat vibrate through your chest. We call that an Ujjayi breath. Not like a dragon breath or a Darth Vader breath. Let's just do one more time. Please listen to your body today. Everybody is completely different. So no judgment, especially on yourself. Be kind to yourself. Bring those arms to your side. Roll those shoulders back. We want to imagine that spine nice and long. So shoulders are stacked on the hips. Just shake everything out ear to shoulder, just opening up. And today we're going to get through our hamstrings, our hips, our back, work on a little sun salutation A. I have some blocks here to show you modifications. Hold it center, chin to chest. Just feel the back of the neck open up. Continue keeping that spine nice and long. And the hardest part is to really just forget about the outside senses. Forget about the outside world. And I want you to really just think inward right now. Maybe completely dark, completely black. And that's okay. Head comes up, pull the shoulders back. Shake it out. We're going to go right into a child's pose today. So a child's pose, what we're going to do is open the knees, touch your toes together. We're going to sit back on the heels. Now if it bothers your knees to sit back on the heels, you're going to keep your hips up. Extend your arms out and just rest your head for a moment. Now if it bothers your shoulders, you can bend your elbows and place your hands on your, or put your forehead on your hands, or maybe rest your head but bending the elbows. Lighten some of that tension in the shoulders. So again, listen to your body. If I'm not giving you the right modifications, please feel free to message me. Now as we do this light inversion, our head is under our heart. Just starting to connect that entire body together. Take a deep breath. Feel your rib cage expand. Let your belly fall through your thighs. And as you exhale, let your chin and chest rest deeper into the earth. Almost like you're pressing your armpit. Maybe you lift your head and then drop it back down. You can use your fingertips to start pushing your hips towards your heels a little bit more. And for just a moment, take an assessment. How do you feel? Where are you tight? Where is your body resisting? Take one more slow deep breath. Exhale, release. Now we're just going to shift our hands underneath the shoulders here. Take yourself into a little tabletop. We're going to go into our first cat-cow. So we're going to round the back. Draw your belly button through your back and really round and open those shoulders. Let your head hang heavy. So maybe you wiggle it out. Maybe you give yourself a little yes. And then dropping the belly, arching your back, round your tailbone straight up to the sky. Take your shoulder blades, press into the earth. Now, if you feel yourself sinking into your shoulders, push your shoulders away from your ears as if those palms are pressing deeply into the mouth. Let's do that cat again. So we're going to round the back, slowly open it up. Think of your back as a nice little slinky, right? So it opens up and then exhale, drop it down. Chin and chest forward, shoulder blades back. Neutral spine. So neutral spine, we're going to go flat back, abs in, just rock back and forth. Feel the side of your body stretching. And so again, today we're going to be working hamstrings, forward folds, back, glutes. Take those hands further forward as if you're going into your child's pose. Curl your toes and lift yourself into your first downward dog. Now this downward dog, we're gonna push our weight back towards the heels. Look at your hands for a moment. Your fingertips should be facing forward. And then let your head fall through. Now your knees could be bent. This is still a downward dog. There's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't feel the weight in your wrists. So shift your weight back. We're gonna pedal our heels. And pedaling the heels is just alternating, allows that ankle to get a little bit deeper stretch and allows the back of the knee just a little bit more. Now we're gonna hold our right heel down. And then now let's hold the left. Can you feel that? Take a deep breath. Now maybe this is too much for you, right? Maybe holding this long is too much for you. So you can always drop down and shift back into your child's pose whenever you need to. All right, so we're all working on different levels, totally fine. Now look at your hands and we're gonna walk our feet to the front of the mat here, just hip distance. Hold it here and take a breath. Now I have my blocks. If you wanna use your blocks to rest your hands, you can do that. Excuse me. Inhale, halfway lift. Now our halfway lift helps reset the spine and also stretch the hamstrings. So take your hands on your shins. Gently press your chin and chest forward by pressing your fingertips into your shins and take your shoulder blades, press it back. So we really want to lengthen the spine to get that stretch of the hamstrings. Soften your knees, fall back down into your ragdoll. Now feel free to grab your elbows and let gravity just press your body towards the earth and let your shoulders fall to your ears, just completely relaxed. Excellent. Take your time. You can either use your hands on your thighs or use your abdominals to tilt and lift yourself into a standing position. Take it to your mountain pose. Extended mountain pose. Just stay right where you're at. I'm just going to show you from the front view. Shoulder blades press. Pinkies are turned in. That'll help relax. Just take a second. Another assessment. How do you feel? Maybe you already feel a little tingly in a good way. All right. Feel that energy. Feel that connection. Everything's slowing down. Hands in heart center. We like to set an intention for our practice. That's totally up to you. What does that mean? It just means to kind of set a plan, set a goal. Where do you want to be? Inhale, just a mindset. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're going to do a little mini back bend here. Open your heart. Squeeze your glutes to support that back. And your arms don't have to go big, but we like big arms, right? And then hands in heart center. Through the center, let's take it to our forward fold. Now, if you'd like, you can soften the knees or place your hands and walk down. Totally up to you. Shift your weight slightly towards your toes. Tuck your chin into your chest. This is your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Now, we're going to work a lot of our forward folds today. Exhale, drop down. But first, we're going to place the hands on the earth. Walk your feet back into your plank. Now, in your plank, you can have your knees down. This is beginner yoga or any kind of yoga, however you want to make your practice. Inhale, take it to your downward dog. Now, remember, you can also go to child's pose. So you choose. Exhale, look at your hands. Walk your feet to the front of your mat, just like we did before. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. Now bend your knees, ragdoll, or if you choose, arm behind you, and we call that a swan dive. Reach up, open, little mini back bend. Maybe it's bigger this time. Exhale, we're gonna do that again. That's our little sun A, really warming everything up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, connecting that body, walk your feet back. Doesn't matter which leg first. Plank, you can have your knees down. Child's pose or downward dog. Inhale, walk your feet forward. Now we're skipping a little vinyasa flow today. We're just working on this section. Inhale, halfway lift. And the vinyasa flow is really just kind of like a chaturanga, up to an up dog. If you're not sure what any of that is, don't worry, because we're not doing it today. Inhale. Exhale, hands in heart center through. We're going to do that one more time. Notice as we do our exercises a couple times, they get a little easier. Your body gets a little more pliable. Back to that plank. Inhale, downward dog, or drop your knees and do your child's pose. Inhale, look at your hands and walk your feet. Now we're going to hold our forward fold this time. Take a breath. Here's where those blocks come in handy. You can take your hand, your right hand on your block. You don't have to use it if you can reach. Bend that left knee, and we're going to take that left arm and reach it up. So we're going to actually twist here. And the twist, you're going to push that left hip up to the sky. Palm is open. Now if that bothers your shoulder, just place your hand on your hip. Remember, everybody's different. If you feel yourself sinking into that shoulder, draw your hand away from the earth. Very slowly into the center. Left hand on the earth or on your block. Right knee bends. Take your right hand, reach it up. Remember, you can have your hand on your hip if it bothers your shoulder. Draw your shoulder blade up. Really lift that right hip up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Reset the spine. Exhale, swan dive or ragdoll. Back to your mountain pose. Holding your mountain pose, take a breath. Inhale, little mini back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands through the center. Take it to that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it down. Walk your feet back to your plank. Remember, knees can be down. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale. Now this time, walk your feet wider than your hands. Just a little, not too far out, just wider than your hands. Hold it right here for me, please. And we're going in a little progression. Soften the knees, grab your elbows. Now maybe your belly falls through your thighs a tiny bit. Allow gravity to pull you down. You feel that spine lengthening, it feels really good. Now reach down to the earth, straighten those legs. If they're slightly bent, that's fine. Shift your weight slightly towards your toes. And we're going to do that same kind of twist. So right hand on the earth, left hand up to the sky. Now really push that left hip up. I'm going to kind of lean into my left hip. Can you feel that through the outside of the leg? Inhale through the center. Right hand comes up. Push your weight towards the right. Everything is still facing forward. You can look up or maybe just look down. Whatever feels best on your neck. Gently into the center. Take a breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, keeping those feet a little wider. Swan dive or ragdoll. In. Exhale. Now, with your feet a little wider, place your hands on your low back. We're lifting the chest up, not forward. So just open up, bring those elbows back. Open up your heart. Now, really imagine, if you don't like your head back, just keep your head straight. Really imagine pressing your shoulder blades together and pointing those elbows to the back. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, walk your toes close together and heart center to your forward fold. Soften your knees if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down, walk back to your plank. Remember, knees can be down, downward dog or child's pose, you choose. Good, walk your feet. Now we're gonna walk our feet to the very edge of our mat. All right, so there's just a little bit of space right there. Legs are wider, hold it right here. This is our progression. Feet are wider, take a breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Notice the stretch get a little bit different. Drop it down. Take your right hand down on the earth. Push your weight away from your arm. Notice you can reach the ground a little bit more as your feet get wider, right? You're closer to the ground. Inhale. Now, if you want to take that hand and bring it behind you, open your shoulder. Place that hand on the back and draw your shoulder blade back. Might as well get some shoulders in there too if you feel like it. Inhale very slowly, unwind. Stay here if you need to before you reset. Exhale, switch sides. Push that right hip up to the sky, right arm up to the sky. You can take your right hand, bring it behind you, draw your shoulder blade back. Inhale, back to center. Hold it center. Grab the elbows again, just lengthen it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Reset the spine. Exhale down. Now hands on the hips. We're gonna flatten the back. Think of this kind of like that swan dive. Flatten the back, come on up. Use those hamstrings. Take your time. It's the hamstrings that do the work. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Now this time, hands behind you again, but turn your toes slightly out. So we always want our toes and knees out. Bend your knees, push your hips forward. Feel that stretch right here? So it looks like this. So now we turn the toes and knees always the same direction. Bend the knees, push your hips. All right, so it looks like that. And then option to lift your chest up to the sky. It's not about how low you go, it's about opening that heart. So lengthen the spine. You're using your hands to support your back. Inhale, slowly release. Take your time. Walk your toes to touch, however you need to. One more time through. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk those feet back to your plank. Remember, you can have your knees down, child's pose, or downward dog. Hold it here, take a breath. Now take one big breath here, cleanse it out. And what we mean by that is really just breathe in all that positivity that not only I'm sending you, but everyone surrounding you. Just breathe through it. As you exhale, exhale out anything that's just kind of holding in, right? Anything that's slowing you down. Now we are going to walk our feet to the outside, like they're not even touching our mat. And if you feel slippery on the outside of your mat, just turn your body so you're wide, all right? But you want to be wider than your mat. So wherever you are. And this is our progression, right? We keep getting wider and wider with those legs. So notice now you can dangle that head. You can probably touch the ground now. And you can rest your arms. So you can have your hands and place them on your shins if you choose. And use your elbows and hands to pull your body through your thighs. Can you feel that from the back of the knee all the way up? Now also inner thighs, our legs are longer. As you drop your elbows wide, notice that spine getting long. Now just like we did, we're going to rest the shoulders, lift halfway, left hand down, right hand up, or other side first, doesn't matter. Push your right hip up if your right arm is up. Option to bind that arm behind you, draw your shoulder blade back. Reach that arm up. Slowly take it center, hold it center for a moment, reset the spine. Exhale, switch to the other side. Draw your shoulder away from your ear here. Push your hip off to the side. Might even feel that inner thigh here. Option, arm behind you, draw your shoulder blade back. Breathe it out. Arm comes up if you like. Take it center. Hold it center for a second here. Wiggle it out if you want. Whatever feels good. And from here, if you would like, you can rock from right to left. A little more inner thigh. Just back and forth. Stay right where you're at. I'll show you what it looks like. Just back and forth. Feel those inner thighs working. All right, so let's hold it into the center. Take a breath. This time, bend your knees, place your hands on your thighs, and we're going to round halfway up. Kind of like a cat position, right? And then drop back down into that cow position. Now turn your toes and knees out again. Take your right shoulder to your left knee. Now stay right where you're at. I'm just going to show you from a different view. So we want to make sure our toes and knees are slightly out. Everything is always facing the same direction. And just twist it over. Very slowly through the center. Take your time. Maybe you pause in the center and then opposite shoulder to opposite knee, looking up if you choose or just straight. Now if you press that knee just slightly out, deeper stretch to the inner thigh, deeper stretch to that low back. This is one of my favorite stretches. Slowly release into the center. Tilt that pelvis round up, slowly, slowly, slowly. No matter where you are on your mat, just stand nice and tall. Make sure not to lock your knees. Rolling the shoulders and walk those feet back to center. Shake anything out you need to. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Now exhale, we're going to take our arms behind you. You can clasp them together. Roll your shoulders and open up your chest. So we're going to point our elbows towards each other. Now if you want to clasp your fingertips together, you could do that. I had lotion on, so my hands are kind of slippery, so I just grabbed a couple fingers. So it's up to you. And lift your arms off your back if you'd like. Now if you want to lift your head up, let's try not to just pinch the back of our neck. Let's try to keep everything long and then come up. So think about really opening the chest. Slowly release. Release the arms. Shake it out. Inhale, reach up nice and tall and take it to your forward fold. This is your last forward fold. Hold it right here. Let's do a little assessment again. How does this feel now? Feels a lot better, right? Feel the back is long, your hamstrings are long, your hips are open, everything feels so good. Take one leg, we're just going to crisscross it. This is the easiest way to come out of and get into a seated position. So just cross a leg. And you can use your hands and just come on down, however you need to, as graceful, however. Take a slow deep breath, find your seat. We're going to go into a little butterfly here, grabbing the ankles. Let's lengthen the spine, just gently coming forward into a butterfly position. Please remember, if you ever have questions, comments around the shoulders, drop it down. I am here for you. I want your journey to be wonderful for you. This isn't about how far you go down. This isn't any funky poses. This is all just about connecting to your body, being grateful for what it's able to do yet still allowing yourself to challenge yourself enough to see progress. That doesn't mean you don't love who you are. It doesn't mean you don't appreciate where you're at. All right? Progress is all about growing. We always are growing, right? Belly button in. And if you want to stay right where you're at, that's up to you, all right? But if we just sit still, if we do nothing, our bodies will become stagnant. And so our bodies require some type of stimulation, movement, breath. So it's your choice. Arms at your side. Take a breath. Now we're holding our Savasana here. You can stay here as long as you like. This is the hardest part about yoga, is allowing our bodies to be still and recover. And although you're not sleeping, so it's a very conscious stillness, connecting, being present. Generally, we stay here for a minute or so. But we're going to close this practice out. So if you'd like to stay here, please finish your practice here. Get up very slowly on your own and drink some water after class. If not, we're going to roll over onto one side. You can use, doesn't matter which side, but if you choose whichever side kind of comes natural. I'm going to rest my head on my bicep here. Take my top arm and gently just hold it here while anchoring that top arm and giving your love to yourself by hugging in your chest. Use that top arm to push yourself into a seated position. And we have plenty of full-length classes, meaning longer than 20 minutes, but 20 minutes is enough. Really just taking that time for yourself. So if you have any questions or like some more full-length classes, stretch classes, more advanced classes, the link will be in the bio. And thank you so much for joining me. The Badass in Me honors the Badass in You. Namaste. Hi, if you like this video, click the link below or in the pinned comments and we'll send you 2 members-only videos, 1 stretch class and 1 HIIT cardio yoga class that will make you feel strong, confident, and ready to take on the world. So just click that link, put your name, your email, and you'll get full access to both classes. Now, if you like our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, click that bell, comment, and like all our classes that you've been taking so we can keep giving you more. We look forward to seeing you in our next Sweat Fit Fam class. Have a great day.